right? And so a lot of the times, people in the dance world who are trying to make dance a career, they travel, they spend all this money and time and hopes and prayers traveling around the country to try to go where all the dancers are. I'm trying to move to California so I can be in front of all of the famous people. I'm trying to move to New York so I can be in front of all the famous people and hopefully I'll get seen. That's not always the best approach, because sometimes it's better to be the only fish in a small pond versus an average or a comparably small fish in a large pond of other fishes who are doing exactly what you're doing, who have been doing it way longer and have way more connections. And let's be real, in the dance world, a lot of times it's more about connections than it is talent.
What's up, world? Welcome to The Movement, where we discuss all things dance, life, and this profound, powerful dance through life. Whether you're a dancer, a little klutzy, or just a lot of curious, this show is all levels friendly, baby. So lace up and let's go. You know that feeling you get when you want to dance and live life to the fullest, but you're paralyzed and you can't bring yourself to move. You can't bring yourself to dance and mingle freely. That feeling of, I must forewarn everyone that I have two left feet just to lower the expectations and decrease the chances of complete embarrassment. I know that feeling all too well, because that is exactly who I used to be. Then through dance, I learned how to connect mind and body and to decrease that voice in my head that was so concerned about what others thought about me. I learned to increase the positive language as I spoke to myself and changed the course of my entire life dramatically. I want to help you overcome that same exact thing. Each week, I'll be holding a live class session where you will learn how to become the most confident version of yourself in dance and in life, while being able to ask any questions you have in a community of others just like yourself. Go down to hasdancecamp.co. That's hasdancecamp.co. I'll drop the link down in the description. I look forward to seeing you and building with you. Now let's get back to the show.
Oh, hold up. What's going on? Thank you so much for taking the time to join me here today on another episode of The Movement. Why is that? We all know why that is. 'Tis because it's not about the movement. It's about what the move meant. And we're about to get into some good things today. So, if you're listening to this, maybe you want to make dance a career. You don't know exactly how to make dance a career. You don't know what steps to take to get where you're going. You just post videos and you hope that you win that very rare lottery of going viral overnight, and then everybody's requesting you in their videos and wanting to fly you out everywhere. Let's be real. That is a lottery. It's a lottery. Very, very few people hit that, and very few people hit it overnight. It usually takes very, very consistent posting multiple times every single day on all of your platforms and aligning the content with whatever platform you're using and the audience that you're trying to target. And sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, but it feels like it's the only way. It's the only way I'm going to make it, is if I get noticed, if I get scouted or seen, right? And so a lot of the times, people in the dance world who are trying to make dance a career, they spend all this money and time and hopes and prayers traveling around the country to try to go where all the dancers are. I'm trying to move to California so I can be in front of all of the famous people. I'm trying to move to New York so I can be in front of all the famous people and hopefully I'll get seen. That's not always the best approach, because sometimes it's better to be the only fish in a small pond versus an average or a comparably small fish in a large pond of other fishes who are doing exactly what you're doing, who have been doing it way longer and have way more connections. And let's be real, in the dance world, a lot of times it's more about connections than it is talent. So today we're going to dig into this a little bit. And I want to take the approach of someone who is an avid dancer, loves dance with all their might, and wants to turn dance into a career. So you're going to see firsthand like us kind of planning that out here live with you, and setting actionable steps, stepping stones that he can take to make that happen. So without further ado, from me to you is a warm welcome to Lakai, the one and only Lakai. Come on in, man. Grab your mic. They thought they couldn't even hear you.
Hello. My name is Dance Guy Lakai.
What's
on Instagram.
up?
You should follow me.
Dance Guy Lakai trying to make a move on me, yo. It's like, nah, he's part of my dance company, Hazard Dance Academy, which is a dance crew inside of the overall dance company, which is Heart and Soul Dance Company. He's an amazing dancer. He's got a great heart, great guy. And I hit him up and I was like, hey, you're trying to make dance a career? He was like, absolutely. I was like, bet, let's get you on the show and let's iron it out. So that's what we're doing here, Lakai. So tell everybody your name, age, tell them a little bit about yourself and like how you got into dance.
My name is Lakai Munleon. I am 16 years old. I've been dancing for the past 3 years, almost 4. And I got into dance through K-pop and the band BTS. And I saw a dancer in the group, one of the main dancers, and he was a great popper before he became the group of the famous boy band. And I delved further into popping as a journey, and I was looking at this world of K-pop, wanting to enter it with unique flavor, and I saw this dance of popping, and I delved further into the rabbit hole that is popping, and found myself loving these unique styles and just loving popping for itself, not even just to make me unique, but loving these unique dancers such as Boogaloo Kite and Hosen and Slim Boogie, all these influential, amazing, creative figures and pioneers in the art, and I found myself loving it to a very extensive and high degree. And that's how I became a popper, and that's how I became Happy Feet Lakai.
Happy Feet Lakai. Dope. That's great. And you already covered my next question, which was going to be like, who are some of the dancers that you look up to in the popping realm? And I know there are so many greats, there are so many OGs, and you named some of the ones that inspire you. And I see that in your dance style. So we know now a little bit about how you got into dance. How old were you when you got into dance?
I actually remember the date. It was February 3rd, 2019. It was a few months before I turned 13 years old.
Sheesh.
And that's when I was introduced into K-pop. No less than 2 weeks later, I was starting to learn the choreographies of everything, and it was then I found myself immersing myself in this culture of dance much faster than I immersed myself in, regular mundane things like social culture, school culture, and even a culture I'd been well versed to, which was the visual art culture, the culture of drawing and everything like that. And through finding myself loving this, a very good friend of mine helped me realize. She was like, you probably want to pursue this as a career, like, wouldn't you? And I was like, yeah, because I found myself dancing for hours a day while I was watching TV in the kitchen, while I was hanging with my friends, hanging out with girlfriends, everything like that. And I was like, this is really something I should try pursuing. And I decided to pursue it through the realm of trying to become someone in the K-pop world.
Heck yeah. So let's jump right into this, Lakai. What is your goal? I know you want dance to be a career, but there are so many different career paths you can take with dance. You can be your region's or the world's best dance teacher for studios. You can be a dance teacher at schools or universities. You can be a dance instructor or trainer to train someone who wants to take dance as a career. You can be in music videos. You can go commercial. Like there's so many different avenues. And the most important part is that we know what avenue we want to take with dance. Otherwise, we're going to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
So what is that avenue? Like, what is your dream goal, your dream career path with dance?
Ultimately, I would love to be able to become a main dancer in a K-pop group, which includes being in the group, helping make the dances, and being at the forefront of the dance in that group, whether it be for chorus, special dance parts, dance breaks, everything like that. I would love to be able to be a main dancer in a K-pop group.
Heck yeah. I like that. You can hold the mic a little bit closer, Lakai, because it's showing up on the visualizers, but we just want to make sure they hear you loud and clear.
I got you.
Don't give me no extra editing, Lakai. So, main dancer for a K-pop group.
Yeah.
Now, that's a realm that's, like, super, super popular.
Yes.
Like, globally.
It is, yeah.
You know, like, we're talking, like, larger than really, and I'm going to do more due diligence with research, but just based off of what I can tell, it is way larger than any other musical medium. So it's even, dare I say, larger than, I'm not going to say larger than hip hop, because K-pop and hip hop, they have like mutual technique styles.
K-pop does take a lot of inspiration
from
from
hip
rap
hop
and hip hop culture.
But as far as like other styles, country, contemporary, all the other styles of music wipes them out. You know, it's even larger, and like it's interesting that I'll say it's larger than regular pop. You know, so like everybody, like if you go on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everyone is dancing these pieces from like K-pop choreography, and I think it's really dope. But if we let's backtrack a little bit, because I know your particular style of dance is like popping, freestyling, street dance, hip hop, things like that. And though those will serve you, I know earlier we talked about like trying to figure out what to train, what to prioritize during your training. Because whenever you train, you want to make sure that each minute you spend training is spent wisely, and that you don't misprioritize and you're training something that's not actually aligned with your path. So what does your typical training regimen look like right now?
Right now, it'll consist of I'll warm up with probably some popping practice for probably about 30 minutes to an hour based on how I'm feeling. Then I'll probably train some choreographies I have learned from the past, just to get like a basis and understanding of where my body is trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my dance education app, I will usually warm up with like an advanced choreography, the one that wouldn't be too hard for my level.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll maybe do another in the day that's a little bit more technical, but it's still, allowing for leeway for me to learn.
That's good. So it sounds like you have different elements there that are needed, but I know you train mostly with popping, freestyle, and boogaloo and things like that. And I think it's super important to continue training your freestyling, popping, all of that, tightening up those techniques, making it more your own, because those are things that in auditions, in like the freestyle portions of the auditions and whatnot, it's going to make you stand out. And it shows the person, the group, or the artist that you're auditioning for that you have flair, pizzazz, that if they want to give you like a solo on the tour or something on the spot, you got that.
Yeah.
So that's important. But the most important part that any artist is going to be looking for, whether it's like K-pop or not, is can they do choreography? Is it clean? Do they have stage presence? Are they moving intentionally? So those are the things that we want to amp up. is the choreography portion of it. Because we know you can freestyle, and because you're so adamant about freestyling, you probably freestyle when you're eating, when you're watching a movie, when you're in the shower, when you're sleeping, you're probably dancing in your dreams. So that's something that's going to improve naturally. You don't have to work super hard to improve that. You can drill different techniques to clean it up, but you don't have to, because your creativity is just going to keep growing in that area. One thing that's not going to come naturally, especially because you're naturally a freestyler, is choreography, and making sure that that's clean and being able to not only memorize and like really get choreography down, but to have stage presence with it. Because if you just look like a zombie or a robot, like, unless that's part of the theme, it's just not gonna hit, you know. So what are some things that you think you could do that would improve on those aspects, choreography and stage presence?
I know one of the biggest things about learning choreography, especially, is just learning speed, learning adaptability. And I know in choreography a lot, it's easy for like say somebody you're working with, and I've heard many stories about this from popular dance groups. It's just like sometimes someone in center like isn't able to show up because of a family emergency, or like they got in an accident or something, and somebody else has to take their place, and they have like 5, maybe 10 minutes to learn their part. And it's like, I know that learning speed and learning adaptability is a huge part of choreography, which is why I do, especially when you and another one of our dance friends, Tay, are making choreography, I do try my best to pay attention, especially because you guys make such technical choreographies. If I can be able to adapt to stuff like that, I would be able to do with simpler choreographies, especially like widespread mainstream choreographies that we would see more on stage.
Yep.
And my actual entryway into dance was learning K-pop choreographies. And I didn't try to learn easy ones. I tried to learn like ones on the harder
just
side.
Jump straight into it.
Yep. For any people that may be wondering, the first choreography that I actually ever learned was BTS's Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which is known for its very technical and its very big, wide movements. And it's known for being one of their hardest dances. And I found myself trying to learn all these things rather quickly. And I found myself really enjoying doing choreography, but in this world I was like they're not gonna choose me if I'm just like learning like choreography, which is why I delved into the world of freestyle. But I do see why I should be going more into choreography, which is something I have been trying to delve more into, both when it comes to me auditioning for companies to see me, and both just for fun, because the more I can do things like that, the more I can make more opportunities for myself, especially in the dance world that I'm trying to make myself more available in. And one of the things I really know I need to improve on, especially, is stage presence, because stage presence is one of those hard things that's a mix of like both your own charisma on stage, just from body language alone, whether it be casual or while you're dancing, and the biggest part of it all being facial expressions, which is the go-to thing you look at a person when you see them.
So important, because like the whole idea is that you're telling a story. Like you want it to be entertaining. The only way to make that entertaining is that you tell a story with your body language. So the body language, the movement actually drives home what is being said in the music or the message that the artist is trying to convey. And they hire dancers to push that message along even further. And that's what connects with the listeners, or the people who go to their concerts and things like that. It's like seeing like BTS and you know all of them get up there and dance and do their thing really drops home. Because imagine, like, I'm sure they would still have mad fans because they're just BTS, but imagine that they all just had stools and they all just sit on them stools and they sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't hit the same. They have this huge stage and huge platform, and they just sit there like,
right,
you know. But like them getting up and like smiling at you, like, You know, like
Yeah.
those are the things that make it feel like when you're watching them on YouTube or at a concert or something, it makes you feel more connected to them and to that performance, and it shows that they put more effort into it, and it makes it not boring. The goal is to not be boring when you don't have the facial expressions and and things like that. One of the camera shut off and things like that. What happens is the audience gets bored and they get disengaged. We want to keep them on the edge of their seats, and the people who are auditioning you, they want to feel that same way. They view themselves as the audience, and they're looking for people who can pull their attention so much that they don't have the bandwidth to see anybody else.
Right.
You know, so if you're just doing the choreography how it's taught, now some people are looking for that. Don't get me wrong. Some people are looking for you to do it exactly how it's taught, but there are still moments where you can like fine tune, just very, very small moments, and those are the things that they're looking for. Or maybe they might just be looking for facial expressions. You know, they want to make sure that you blend in with the artist and you're connecting to the audience as well, and it's like a unified thing.
There's the boy himself.
Hey,
Creative.
y'all, a superstar just walked in the room just now.
Oh, shoot. Hello.
The idol himself.
And
What's up?
now we chilling. We talking about Lakai's dance career. Yeah, come on, squeeze on in here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Everybody, this Tay, he finna be on the next episode, so y'all gonna hear from him. But yeah, that's the goal, is like that stage presence. So that's one thing that we're gonna work on for the most part, is learning choreography and stage presence with that choreography.
Right.
Because it's easy to have those two separate. You can learn choreography and just be super focus based, or you can be like stage presence and destroying the choreography.
Right.
You know, but having those two together, especially in the K-pop world, is so crucial.
Yeah.
Because, like, from what I can tell, they like drill that.
Oh God. Yes.
You know, like knowing where your cameras are, knowing what your angles look like, how your face is, like the angles, you know. So that's one thing that we're definitely gonna drill is.
You know that feeling you get when you want to dance and live life to the fullest, but you're paralyzed and you can't bring yourself to move. You can't bring yourself to dance and mingle freely. That feeling of, I must forewarn everyone that I have 2 left feet just to lower the expectations and decrease the chances of complete embarrassment. I know that feeling all too well, because that is exactly who I used to be. Then through dance, I learned how to connect mind and body and to decrease that voice in my head that was so concerned about what others thought about me. I learned to increase the positive language as I spoke to myself and changed the course of my entire life dramatically. I want to help you overcome that same exact thing. Each week, I'll be holding a live class session where you will learn how to become the most confident version of yourself in dance and in life, while being able to ask any questions you have in a community of others just like yourself. Go down to hasdancecamp.co. That's HAS dancecamp.co. I'll drop the link down in the description. I look forward to seeing you and building with you. Now let's get back to the show.
Choreography is first, because we got to be able to blend your ability to freestyle with your ability to be able to do a choreography. Because I feel like facial expressions is going to be easy for you because you already do them. It's just fine-tuning those facial expressions and that body language so it fits the ups and downs of the music or the message or the mood that you're getting across,
Right.
or that the artist is getting across. And so I know you've come to me with like some different audition opportunities that have come up, and especially when you're sending in video submissions, it's going to take that much more stage presence because you're not in that room. So
Right.
you can't, they don't know who you are as a person. So you have to connect with them from all the way across the world and in the mountains in the country.
Yeah.
You know? So you got to give them a reason to be like, who's this kid from the mountains in Asheville? Like,
Hippie town.
you know? So, that's good. And it's good that you're able to like analyze yourself and figure out like, this is what I noticed that I struggle with and what I need to work on, because that's like half the battle. When you're in like denial about what you need to work on,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to teach you because then your mindset is like, nah, I'm good where I'm
I
at.
can't be doing any better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can't do. I'm the best. You know.
And I would say that I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm like extremely fast at learning choreography. Like obviously like I can learn it within like a time and
Mhm.
but I'll still have to like drill it at home, and I'll have to be like, oh, this is the movement, this is what I have to do. My chest goes this certain way, my finger goes this certain way, my face is over there looking at this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I have an intermediate thing, but an intermediate learning speed in terms of choreography, but it's definitely something I would want to work on more. And the biggest thing for me, especially in a world of K-pop and being in a K-pop group, is, especially as a main dancer, is learning to blend in with the rest of the group and being able to stand out from the rest of them and adding your own flavor to make them go like, wow,
Yeah.
that's what makes him different. That's why he's in
Mhm.
that group.
Yeah, and a lot of times like choreographers for artists will give you moments. They'll be like, okay, here is where you can add your own pizzazz.
Right.
Most of the time they'll be like, for all of the choreography up to this point, like everybody has to look the same.
Right.
Like your arms got to be at the same angle and everything, and then they give you like freestyle. So if you look at let's say Missy Elliott or Chris Brown,
Mm-hmm.
both of them, I know the choreographers do this because it's so noticeable where everybody will look the exact same with the choreography. I mean, Chris Brown's a lot more lax with this. So let's look at Missy Elliott, where like she has so many dancers,
Right.
tons of dancers on stage, and they're all doing the same thing, and everybody looks so in sync. And then she'll have moments where they just break away and they just kind of like hype up the crowd, freestyle, whatever. And so it's understanding that there's a time and a place, and especially because your goal is to become the main dancer of a K-pop group or artist, you have to be able to know without them telling you, because a lot of times they will tell you, but you have to know without them telling you when I can customize it and when I need to,
Yeah.
cross my T's and dot my I's. So we want to, so let's just recap real quick for everybody. So your ultimate dance goal is to be the main dancer for a K-pop group.
Right.
Okay. And you're naturally a freestyle street dancer, and that the main style of that, which we've been growing on it, all of us together in our respective styles, but for you, it's like popping, boogaloo, things like that. You're super agile. You move around a lot, which is really good because a lot of street dancers tend to have like this stay in place kind of a dancing, and that's good for you because it makes you stand out naturally because you're naturally moving. You don't have to think, oh, I got to use my space.
Right.
So K-pop main dancer, naturally a freestyle dancer, and that's what you train the most. But what we need to do is shift our focus, our primary focus, from freestyling to learning choreography. And then the part B of learning choreography is learning stage presence and facial expressions. And those are going to be our main steps starting off, just to get us in that mindset and get us prepared for more audition opportunities.
Right. Yeah.
So of course we're not there yet because we still have to, we got to network, like we got to be seen,
Yeah.
and we got to create more opportunities. Now, how do we create more opportunities? There are a lot of different ways. We have social media, so we have like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. Pinterest is huge for K-pop.
It's coming back. Yeah.
It's coming back. If you go on Pinterest and you look up dance, it's all K-pop stuff. So if you I suggest that you get a Pinterest, because like Tay said, it's making a comeback, and it's like an underdog. Like no one is like talking about Pinterest right now.
Yeah.
But I've been on there and I'm like, people are getting like organic views and comments. Like it's crazy. Like you can put your link to your social media, like your Instagram or something, and you just go in there and you dance to K-pop music and things like that. Use certain hashtags. Naturally, people will see your post pop up. You can get like thousands of likes and comments, followers, people who share your stuff, repin it, and it can go crazy, especially with K-pop. So I think that's going to be huge for you.
Right.
I have Pinterest, and I usually do it for like hip hop and like teaching lessons and stuff. It's not hitting the same. It's not hitting the same because I'm overrun by K-pop dancers.
Yeah.
And that's what the dancers on Pinterest are mainly looking for. It's like K-pop stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
get you a Pinterest, post on TikTok, because K-pop is huge everywhere. So there's no wrong platform.
Yeah.
There's no wrong avenue to post on. But definitely Pinterest is a great place to start. Okay, so that covers like social media in a very broad manner. It covers social media, because if we got into detail, this would take forever. But then networking. So a lot of the ways that I got my opportunities, or the crew got their opportunities, is from networking. So
Right.
I go to conventions, and then the same dancers that choreograph for like Daddy Yankee, or like travel across to like Asia or wherever to choreograph for other people, those are the people that come teach dancers at these conventions. So I go to these conventions, I prepare beforehand, I make sure I'm training, working out, make sure I'm staying on top of things, so whenever I go, I can kill their choreography and make sure that no matter what class I'm in, whether it's hip hop, contemporary, modern, even jazz and Broadway, which I'm obviously not the most technical in, they point me out and they're like, everybody needs to watch this dancer do it.
Yeah.
And then not only do I have all of these other dancers coming up to me like asking for pictures and stuff, and I'm like, yo, I'm not even like famous, but it shows the directors of these conventions that I'm a people person. So then they start to watch me. Then the choreographer who I took their class, they start to keep an eye on me. And then behind closed doors, they're talking to the other choreographers like, hey, did this dude take your class? He's nasty, right? And so that's why I try to get y'all to come to these conventions, because they might seem like small apples, but the networking is where opportunities come from in dance. It's because, like, again, it's about who you know, not what you know or how good you are.
Right.
Now, of course, that matters, but it's like if we did like a pie chart, right? Like 95% of that is like who you know.
Right.
If you know the right people, they can put you in contact with the right people. If you don't know nobody, you could be the best freestyle dancer out here, like winning all the street battles. You could be the best choreographer, but like nobody knows.
Yeah.
So while you're training and working on choreography and whatnot, even if you feel like you're not ready to take on an opportunity as big as that, like teaching at a convention or being an assistant teacher, and a lot of times the teachers know, they'll know when the right time is to offer you that opportunity. But just go up to them and be like, hey, I appreciate your class, like you helped me grow in this area. Like, are you teaching again? I'm gonna come take your class again. And then you start to build a relationship with them, and then they start to see that you're genuine and that you appreciate their art. Because that's one thing as an instructor and a choreographer. If the people learning from you show appreciation for it,
Yeah.
like it feels so good. It feels like you're not taken for granted, and
Right.
that all that those years of work and sweat and tears and everything is not for nothing.
Right.
So make those connections. So post on Instagram. Post on Pinterest.
There you go.
Post on TikTok. Post on YouTube. Instagram is straight. You have reels,
Yeah.
but it's really not like all that compared to some of the,
Platforms.
yeah, especially for what you're trying to do. Again, it's K-pop,
Right.
but make those connections. So any opportunity you get to perform, within reason, you don't want to like destroy your body, if there's nothing in it for you, and it doesn't have to be money, just experience wise. And don't let people tell you, oh, for exposure, like, nah, like pick and choose. Be very, very picky about who you dance for exposure. Because it really has to align with your goal of being a main dancer for a K-pop group, and it has to align with that path. If it's not aligning, you just gave them free exposure and they made money off you. You ain't getting nothing.
Right.
You know, you didn't get, the most that you'll walk out of those experiences with is a little bit of experience to be like, nah, I'm not doing that again. Because, you beat up your body, you're tired, you used your time that you could have been using to watch K-pop videos of what they're looking for, learning more about the industry, taking classes. There's so much you can do with that time. Even resting is so important. You don't even got to be dancing.
Right.
Like, a lot of times people think that whenever you're training to grow dance, you got to like dance the whole time. And that's not true. Like, take breaks. Like, maybe you're training endurance. You dance for like 30 minutes straight. Like, take a break. Go get lunch. Take a nap. Like, really take your time, because if you don't take your time, your body starts to like deteriorate. And especially with your style of dance, it is really hard on like stop beeping. It's really hard on like the joints and things. And that can catch up to you before you've gotten to the point of your career that you want to get to. So definitely do rest during your training sessions. Even if it's like you only dance for like 10 minutes, you go hard for 10 minutes. That's even good enough. Like, rest. Unless you're taking a class, finish the class.
Well, yeah.
Because then but yes, networking. So, I listen to these financial podcasts and different things, and they always talk about get in the room. So don't work for money, work for those connections and the experience and the knowledge that you get from that. It's the same exact way with dance.
Right.
Don't dance for the money, because I promise you're going to be let down, you're going to be disappointed, especially because you're not at the level where people see you and they're like, I have to pay you everything I have to get you to come, because like I need you that bad.
Yeah, still under 1,000 followers.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There are dancers who dance for like Chris Brown, Beyonce, Missy Elliott, who only have like a couple thousand followers.
There's an underground scene for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely an underground scene.
And so definitely don't rely on like the followers and stuff to like identify who you are as a dancer or where your career is. Because like you see my followers, I like get the opportunity to like teach and assist at conventions and stuff. And like the followers will come in time, but you can't get back time. So the more time you spend scrolling and hoping for more followers is less time that you have to train to be ready for that next opportunity. So success, what's the saying? Success is where preparation meets opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if an opportunity is coming up and you've seen this firsthand, because I'll be posting this in the group chat, opportunities be coming up the week of.
Yeah.
And they just be like, hey, you trying to perform? Bruh, what? Tomorrow?
No preparation.
No preparation. And this is one thing that Tay and I do so well. It's like we're able to finesse these opportunities because we stay ready.
Yes.
So we don't have to like sweat it or say no out of fear. We can they can be like, hey, you trying to do? Yeah.
We gonna make it work regardless.
Yeah. And then they tell us that it's tomorrow, and we like, all right, no sweat. We did this before. Like we got the opportunity to dance on ESPN.
Wow.
Yeah, and bruh, I promise you, they hit us up the week of, like at the top of the week. It was like a Monday or something, and they were like, hey, can you and your group perform for on ESPN for the halftime show? I was like, word.
Yeah.
I had no dancers.
Nobody, bro.
I had no dancers, no choreography, no plan, nothing. And I was just like, yeah, we got that. Easy. They was like, great, fantastic. See you then.
Hit me up that night.
Yeah, I hit him up that night. I was like, yo, can we
Can we put something together real
let's
quick?
put something together. Luckily, we have in our back pocket the Rico piece because we've been swear we pull that out for everything.
I'm telling you.
But that's another thing, like staying prepared. We have choreography on deck, so if we need something last minute, we just pull it up, we put the mix together, and we run with that. But at the time, that's like the only piece that we had, and I think, and we pulled together. So here's how it worked.
Yeah.
We got the opportunity. I hit him up. He's like, haha, bet. So
Word for word.
we started working on it, and then we were like, I was like, we gotta have dancers.
Yeah,
It can't be
more
two people on
dancers. Yeah,
ESPN.
we need more dancers.
So what we did was at the time we were like touring to different schools,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and so we were hitting up all the schools and the
Yeah.
dance teams. We was like, do your dancers want to be on ESPN?
Yes.
They was like, yes, 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 or like, no, no, no. And we got like, we was at least 40 dancers deep.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
And I think the numbers started off smaller at first, and then the people hit us up and was like, oh, we're going to cancel. And we were like,
Yeah.
dang. Then we hit up everybody. Oh, they canceled it.
Yes.
But thank you for your participation. We really appreciate you and everything.
Of course.
They hit us up 2 nights
Yes.
before the game and was like, it's back on.
Yeah, we can make
Are y'all
it.
still good? I was like, oh, yeah, we've been ready.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We stopped choreographing. We stopped teaching people. So still nobody knew the choreography. So we hit up everybody that same night like,
Oh goodness.
it's back on. Rehearsal is tomorrow all day.
Yes.
So we rehearsed for at least 6 to 8
It
hours.
was a good long bit.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good bit.
We had everybody there. We put the dance together. Like,
Yes.
it was tight. The next day we get there,
Rehearse
we rehearse
hard.
hard in the hallway.
Yes. Yes.
And then we did have a dancer drop out
Yeah.
right before we went on.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast episode. But we got down there, formations were tight and everything.
Yeah. Yes.
Like with 40 plus dancers, bro, like that was crazy. And like once we did that, we was like
Exactly. We can do.
Oh,
anything.
we can do
Yeah, we
anything.
anything.
on like a day's notice,
Yes.
you know? And that let us know like we were only able to do that because we prepared beforehand. We prepared by touring to different schools and making connections and networking. If we didn't have that network, there's no way we could have pulled those dancers together. By working on choreography together in our off time outside of rehearsals, if we didn't have that piece put together, there's no way. It would have been, we would have did it if we still had the network, but it would have been
Yeah.
way more stressful.
Yes.
And because we train our freestyling and stuff, we knew that, you know, even though our choreography was like 30 to 45 seconds, we could add another 30 to 45 seconds on the end of that,
Exactly.
just freestyling. And we knew that was going to be on point.
Exactly.
So preparation is so important if you want to meet success for that goal. So make sure that you're always in that mindset of, like, okay, what might happen? What if, and think like really outside the box. Like, don't be fearful of thinking in a grandiose way. Be like, what if, what's his name?
Hope.
What if J Hope hit me up right now and was like, hey bro, I've been peeping you. I like the way you're growing. I need an extra dancer tomorrow. If I fly you out, can you be here to pick up this choreography overnight and be ready for the show tomorrow? Like, you have to be able to be like, yep, I got you. Send me the info. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fire. And not hesitate. If you have hesitation, they're going to smell that hesitation. And that hesitation leaves so much space and room for you to have doubt. If you have doubt, that interferes with how quickly you can pick up choreography and how confidently you perform it. And it's going to definitely mess with your stage presence.
Yeah.
You know, and when these opportunities happen, sometimes these are like once in a lifetime opportunities. So if you like do trash on that opportunity, they might be like, thought they was ready, they not ready.
Right.
I might check back in like a decade. I might not. You know, but they not gonna tell people about you in like a positive way. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, man, I like this kid a lot. He is terrible though, but I think I'm gonna hire him again. They might use that first half and be like, I like this kid, but he is terrible though. So what about Jamal though? How'd he do? Oh, he was straight. Yeah, he killed that. You know, or
You know that feeling you get when you want to dance and live life to the fullest, but you're paralyzed and you can't bring yourself to move. You can't bring yourself to dance and mingle freely. That feeling of, I must forewarn everyone that I have 2 left feet just to lower the expectations and decrease the chances of complete embarrassment. I know that feeling all too well because that is exactly who I used to be. Then through dance, I learned how to connect mind and body and to decrease that voice in my head that was so concerned about what others thought about me. I learned to increase the positive language as I spoke to myself and changed the course of my entire life dramatically. I want to help you overcome that same exact thing. Each week, I'll be holding a live class session where you will learn how to become the most confident version of yourself in dance and in life, while being able to ask any questions you have in a community of others just like yourself. Go down to hasdancecamp.co. That's HAS dancecamp.co. I'll drop the link down in the description. I look forward to seeing you and building with you. Now let's get back to the show.
or just to hit you in the heart, they was like, yo, Lakai wasn't it, but Amelia, she killed that. Yo, Amelia's his dance partner, y'all, for those who don't know. So yeah, just staying ready. So let's use this as our wrap up because we could go on and on.
Right.
And we'll come back and we'll do like check-ins and things as we work through this.
Mm-hmm.
But just to wrap this up, so we know your goal is to be a main dancer for a K-pop group.
Correct.
We
Big
know-
hit music. Please hit me up.
Who is it?
Big hit music. Please hit me
Big Hit Music.
for high labels. Come on.
See, he already know your company. He already familiar.
At dance _ guy _ Lakai. Hit me up on Instagram.
Talk to him. And we know what we need to shift. We know we need to shift from. We're still training freestyling, but we're shifting that to secondary focus, and we're gonna move choreography, stage presence, facial expressions to primary focus.
Yeah.
Okay, this prepares you for stages, tours, shows, music videos.
Right.
They take a lot of pride in all of those, but especially music videos.
Right.
You know, because they know not everybody's going to be able to get to their shows. You know, and what was the other thing? Preparation, making sure you're prepared, making sure you're posting on social media platforms, and making sure that you're networking. So any opportunity you get to network with people, and also keep this in mind, you never know who you're networking with. They might look like they cannot help you in any way. Be humble and be nice, be kind to everybody. And if people have questions about like your history of dance or anything like that, or they come up and they're just like, maybe they're like fanboying or fangirling, like let them have that moment because you never know. So quick story, I used to just do anything just to be teaching dance. Like I did not want to work a 9 to 5 because I stand it was not for me. And so I would like travel hours and hours every weekend to drive up to Raleigh, North Carolina to train people. And so there's this one guy, he's now a friend that I used to train. His name is Scott. And he's not like a professional dancer, doesn't want to do it as a career. Like, you know, most people would have told him no because I was actually coming out of pocket money wise for like gas and time and everything. And like it just would not have made sense to most people.
Right.
It just financially it didn't make sense. But I was like, I just love what I do, and here's somebody who's willing to pay me my rate, which my rate was mad small at the time. But he's willing to pay me my rate to like teach him. And that meant a lot to me. So I cherish the connection and the opportunity to grow as an instructor and a teacher. Like if I can teach, you know, this age of person who has no experience with dancing, and not only teach them dance, but teach them how to be confident with it, then like I'm winning. If I can impact their life, I'm winning. That was more valuable to me than the money. So then he moves, I move. He hits me up like 2 years later out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, I have a company now, like a nonprofit, and we travel the world and we like help people, and I wanted to get your advice on how can I orchestrate like a little dance program while we're here. And he's like, actually, and then after the phone call, he's like, well, I appreciate your time. Well, how about this? Like, would you be willing to come if we just paid for your ticket and everything? They like paid for me to fly to a whole new country. They paid me to be there. They paid for my meals. And they paid for my currency when I was there. Like, I was like, you know?
Can't beat that.
But if I was in like know-it-all state of mind at the time, I would have never took that opportunity.
Right.
And I would have missed out on the opportunity to impact people in a totally different country. And so you never know, like they could be skin white as snow, but somehow they manage somebody who is friends with J-Hope somehow. You know, like it's crazy how things work. So that networking piece is by far the largest piece, outside of course, you know, or alongside of course, learning choreography and stage presence. So we're going to wrap up there. Again, we're going to come back with a part 2 with Lakai, because we want to keep tabs. We want to see how he's growing. So this way you can see it happening firsthand, and know that it's possible for you too, if this is your goal. Lakai, where can everybody find you? Where can they connect with you?
Instagram at dance_guy_Lakai. Hit me up. I'm always open.
Oh, give it to him one more time, a little clearer.
On Instagram at dance_guy_Lakai. Hit me up. At any time. Even at
Not
3 a.m.
anytime, not 3 a.m.
Now you know I'm up at 3
It
a.m.
goes down in the DM.
Yep. You already know I'm ready. Well, you texted me last night at 12 o'clock. I was up.
Yeah. Yo, dude, I did hit him up. I was like, yeah, I was like, hey, I'm trying to do an episode tomorrow. No, it was like, is there anybody who's trying to have dance as a career? He's like, me? I was like, bet. I'm sending you a message now.
He didn't finish sending the message yet. Lakai was already replying yes.
Yep. Yeah. I was like, I'm ready.
He's quick to reply.
I already knew.
Heck yeah. And that's going to be his name on Pinterest too. So go follow him. He's going to make that tonight. If you see this video and you go to Pinterest and you cannot find him, leave a comment. DM me at HAUSE_of_male. And I'm going to get on him. I'm going to kick him in his knees, because that should be done tonight. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining the Movement family. To my left, we got Tay. We're about to do a little episode, so you finna hear from him. And then we got Lakai, dance guy Lakai on my right side. And I'm your host, Melvin AC Howell. Thank you for tuning in to the Movement. Why? Because it's not about the movement. It's about what?
You like
Dang it, Nick. We just talked about preparation. It's about what the movement. Y'all, I'm out.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Movement. Why? Because it's not about the movement. It is about what the move meant. Catch us every Wednesday at noon, right here, every Wednesday. Right here at noon, every Wednesday. Until next time, stay blessed.